Hello, and welcome to the Monday Night Debrief. Tonight, I have my Malgus color-changing mug, my Darth Malgus color-changing mug, and I'm actually drinking mint tea with honey. I didn't want a whole lot of caffeine because it is a work night, so tea it is tonight. It's not coffee on Korriban, so I can do whatever I want. How are you guys all doing today? We've got the Nerdporial Lifeform here. Here's a sip for you, my dude. And he asks, are you going to see Dune at all? Maybe. Honestly, I don't really know anything about Dune. I know some people are pretty hyped about it, but I don't really know anything of what it is. Oh, we got Master Paul of the Star Wars guys. Oh, and we got a Dega Outlaw. Here's a sip for you. Welcome to the Monday Night Debrief. And I'm going to bring in a guest. If they are ready, we've got Darth Bombus.
Hello, everybody.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. I couldn't get the headphones to connect this time, so the audio quality isn't going to be superb right now. But
It's all good.
it's next time it'll be connected.
Awesome. You guys having a good Monday so far?
Absolutely.
Yep.
This is actually my brother-in-law here.
Yes. Bryce is my brother-in-law, all the way in California still. And just get yourself out here already.
Yeah,
we're
working on it.
Nice. We got Paul Lewis in the chat. Here's a sip for you. And we've also got Dead Boy Steve. Here's a sip for you, my dude. It is going well. Today was a long Monday, but definitely could have been worse for a Monday. Wasn't that bad. Yeah, how you been, dude? I haven't talked with you really a whole lot in a while.
Yeah, life's been really good. It's a whole different dynamic now that we're potty training. A little bit late into the game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it really does change a lot of your life, and he's a little bit more stubborn than we've heard other people have been. He's pooping on the floor and
nice
all over the place. It's a whole process.
It's funny, until you start potty training, you don't really get excited over poop. And then all of a sudden you're like, yes, you did such a good job. I'm so proud of you. You pooped in the potty chair. Like, it's such a proud dad moment, but you never would really get excited about that stuff. And then you start to realize, like, okay, like pull-ups and diapers, I'm so over buying this stuff. So you never really realize that. For everyone in the chat, if you've never been to one of these Monday night debriefs, it's pretty much, whether your Monday was good or bad, it's just come and hang out for an hour, close out the Monday, and then get on with our week. So not really a whole lot of structure to these Monday night debriefs, but I hope you guys hang around and just kind of debrief, just get everything off your chest, so to speak. And hope you guys enjoy it. And we will be having more pop-ins if you guys would like to join in a little bit. So Darth Bombus, you just come up with that right now, or is that something you've used before?
No, it's just something that we've used before. I wanted just to come up with it now. Bombus is Bombus.
Bombus is Bombus. For anyone that doesn't know, which is probably all of my viewers, my nephew, their son is, I call him Bombus. I called him Bombus from the day he was born. He's a Bombus, and I don't know. He's a really good dude. His real name's Flynn, but he's Bombus to me. So that's where Bombus is from, and then I'm assuming Darth Bombus just to make it Star Warsy. It's pretty cool though. So, Allie, how have you been? I really talked to you a whole lot.
No, I've been good. Bryce said we were doing potty training things, so that's been like my whole life the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm tired, wiped.
Yeah.
But we're doing really good. Having a good.
New baby's good and everything?
Mm-hmm. She's doing great.
Awesome. That's really good to hear. I haven't even seen many pictures of her because I'm not on Facebook at all. So I haven't really seen a whole lot of pictures of her recently. But she's doing good and everything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Nice.
being off of Facebook, is that like something that you've intentionally chosen to do recently?
No, Facebook is so cluttered with just poop. It's just like all the videos that pop up from like suggested videos or from like whatever pages that share them are all those like really cheap videos where they're like either like fake scenes that are acted out to make it look like real life drama was captured on video, or they're just like terrible informational videos. The memes are starting to get stale for me, and even the groups that I'm in, like some, Christian nerd groups or whatever that I'm in, like there's so much conflict even between like supposed Christians, like debating on, the theology stuff or whatever, but it's just not a very good place. It's kind of turning into Twitter. And that's the reason why I never got a Twitter, was just because of all that conflict. And you can never have rational discussions. I don't ever want to get into a debate on Facebook because there's very few people that are actually willing to think through their arguments and spell them out logically. And the people that are willing to do that, it's like, why wouldn't you just have a conversation with just them? So YouTube is, I feel, a better place for that, because you can kind of have people on a stream, kind of like what we're doing right now, and talk to them one-on-one. But even then, I don't really want any of that public. I'm very strong and very firm in my beliefs politically and morally, but I don't really want that out all on the internet publicly. Not that I wouldn't share it. It's just I wouldn't want to have that kind of confrontation for everyone to see, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and also too, like I don't know if you've noticed it, but people online have a completely different set of standards. They say things online, like on Facebook, that they would never even dream of saying in person to somebody's face. And that type of false confidence, I think, is really damaging and creates kind of like a toxic environment.
Yeah, because people there's no repercussions for them if they're acting like a completely different person than who they actually are. So that protection, I think it affords them, gives them the confidence to say things, as you said, they would never say in real life, because there's no there's no consequence to it. I mean, unless your boss sees it, but I don't know. But I'm that's why I'm not on Facebook anymore. It's just turning into Twitter, and just you only go there to watch cheesy videos or look at memes or have arguments with people, and I don't really want that. It's just a big time waster mainly. But I don't know. I'm only on Discord and YouTube at this point. So that's it for me.
So Star Wars question
Okay.
that's on my mind, and I was wanting to pass it by you. So given, if you just took the sum of all of their powers and all of their abilities, would you say that the Sith or the Jedi are stronger, and why?
That is a really good question. We got some chats to catch up on real quick, and then I'll get to that question. We got Spock's Friday nights. How's it going, Spock? Here's a sip for you. Let's see. We got to read these. If y'all have never read the Star Wars Adventure comics, I recommend trying them out. Despite being children's comics, some of them genuinely come across as good to me. I'll check them out. I've never really heard of those specifically. I probably have heard the name. I can't really remember exactly what it's about, but I'm down to check it out if I have the chance. Makes sense why I haven't seen you on Facebook lately. Yeah, I'm not on there. And if you look at my profile, I only have like 30 friends or something. So I don't know. I'm not really, there's nothing really on Facebook that I get anything from other than just a waste of time. So I don't know. Paul says toxic confrontationalism is the reason why I've always avoided joining Twitter, and I never will. I never have thought about doing it just to follow certain people, but I can follow them on different platforms that I'm already on, and Twitter is just asking for confrontation. So welcome back, Adega. So to answer your question, let me make sure I heard it correctly. It is the sum of their powers, who is stronger, Jedi versus Sith, right? That's pretty much it. Okay. That's a good question. And maybe we can get the chat to chime in here. What do you guys that are watching, what do you think is stronger? Some of their powers and abilities and capabilities and potential, Jedi or Sith, and ultimately light side versus dark side. I think as far as raw power, absolutely the dark side. The Sith are going to be way more powerful and stronger, but in the end, the light side will always prevail, I believe, because the Force. Let me think about it this way: the Jedi's view of power, of control, is more of like order and just like harmony and calm, right? The Sith's view of power, their ultimate goal, is to control everything and bend everything to their own will. And I feel that the Sith's ultimate goal is farther from that balance than the Jedi's goal is. The Jedi's goal is a little closer. Now we see the Jedi Order become corrupt in the movies, in episodes 1, 2, and 3. We see the Order become corrupt, and they start drifting too far away from that balance and start going into that legalism and living by these really high standards of rules that isn't exactly balance, like we might see Ahsoka live out, or some of those other Jedi that are not associated directly with the Jedi Order. So I feel that eventually the light side will prevail, because the will of the Force, that balance in the middle, will pull the balance more towards the center, which ultimately the Jedi are closer to that. Whereas the Sith, again, are farther from that balance because they demand complete control. So if that makes sense, that would be my answer. I don't really have any in-universe explanations or specific examples to back that up. That's just my thinking. Spock says Sith, and I think from an absolute power perspective, then absolutely the Sith would be stronger. It is a very hard question. And Paul says, I think they're equally as strong as each other, enough to where one cancels the other out. And that's what we see in the movies. Steve agrees with that. That's what we see in the movies, where the Sith had been extinct for 1,000 years. The Jedi had all the power in the universe. They had the control over the Force and the way the Force was viewed. And that's what started corrupting the Jedi Order, was having that power. Ultimately, the will of the Force, if we call it just the kind of that rubber band that brings it back to the center, is what allowed Palpatine to rise in power. Because there was that corruption, they didn't see the dark force rising. So ultimately they do cancel each other out, and the balance, goes back and forth, as we see throughout the history. Yeah, exactly what Paul Lewis is saying right here. Jedi and Sith powers are opposite sides of the same coin. And there's even Force powers that are the same, light side and dark side. Like, for example, Force lightning is the exact same thing as electric judgment. It's both shooting lightning from your hands. It's just one is dark side and uses hate. The other one is light side and uses basically your body as a conduit for the Force, as opposed to inflicting the Force on your victim. So that was pretty long-winded. Did that kind of answer what your question was?
Absolutely. That was
Okay.
a very powerfully, beautifully, simply put answer. And Paul Lewis's answer right there, I think that sums it up really perfectly.
Yeah, they're just opposites of the same coin.
Opposite sides of the same coin. That totally makes sense.
Yep. And I think in order to achieve the most power or the most command over the Force, you have to strike that balance. Mace Windu was an example of this. Like him or hate him, I personally don't really like his character because of how corrupt he is and how narrow-minded he is. But he's really powerful because he allows those darker aspects of the Force to come out in his fighting style and his methodology, but not let it control him. And that's why I think Revan is such an amazing character, is because he strikes that balance as well between light and the dark. Tons of examples of that where people aren't fully committed to the Jedi Order or fully committed to the Sith Order, and they have some kind of a balance in between, and it ultimately makes them really powerful. So that would be my take on that. Yeah, Spock saying right there, Luke, Revan, Mace. Luke is a great example of that because he took all the good things of the Jedi Order and cleansed out the legalism and the intense structure of the Jedi Order when he created his new Jedi Order. Now that's in the old extended universe, which is still canon for me and a lot of other people, not in the movies. But that would be my theory about that. You have any other Star Wars questions? Yeah, and again, like responding to Spock right here, that's my opinion. I don't really have any specific examples from books or whatever to back that up. That's just my view on it.
So could you explain what Korriban is? Because
Korriban, Korriban is the Sith homeworld. Let me see if I can find a picture of it real quick. Let me share my screen with the Chrome tab with KOTOR. This is Korriban, if you can see it. It's kind of like a desert planet. Almost looks like Mars. It's the Sith homeworld. So in the game, the Knights of the Old Republic, you actually travel to this planet, to Korriban, and you study in the Sith Academy. And back in the Old Republic, the Sith had their academy. It wasn't just the rule of two at that point, where there's one master and one apprentice. And yeah, Spock's right. It is an epic place. It's so cool. And exploring it in the game, you really get to see like, oh, there's a whole lot of history here. But in the game, you get to visit the Sith homeworld, where there's this history of the dark side of the Force for thousands and thousands of years. And you get to study in the Sith Academy and learn from the Sith masters at that time. Now, the problem at that time was the Sith were really diluted in their power, as opposed to with the rule of two. You have one master who has all the power and the apprentice who's learning all the power, ultimately to take over for the master. But back then, when they had the Sith Academy, it was just dark side Force users, like less powerful than Darth Maul. Just they used the dark side of the Force, and they were there to study. And the Sith thought that the more numbers they had, the more powerful they were as an empire, which is true from like a military standpoint. Obviously, you want numbers, but what would happen is the master, whoever was in charge, would get taken out by, say, 4 or 5, 6 apprentices, and then they take over and someone becomes the new master. But those 5 apprentices individually weren't as powerful as the master. So over time, the power level of the masters would decrease, and the effectiveness and potency of the Sith Order just diminished over time. But Korriban is the homeworld where you get to see all that take place in the game. And it's a pretty cool place, really fascinating to learn about. In keeping with the topic of balance, if Rey is the last Jedi in The Rise of Skywalker, does that mean we can expect a new Sith if we get a sequel trilogy? First off, I don't like that line of thinking. I don't want to give the sequel trilogy any more time than I have to. But if I'm going to answer that question, I would say yes. Now, Sith specifically, possibly not. Because dark side doesn't equal Sith, although in the movies and stuff, we associate the dark side with the Sith. But they're not exclusive. You can have dark side users that are not aligned with the Sith Order. You can also have external enemies like the Yuuzhan Vong, who were neither light nor dark. They were void of the Force. They didn't even have midichlorians at all, which is a really fascinating idea. But I would suspect the way Disney does their things, if we did get a sequel trilogy that carried on the same timeline, I would assume there would be a new Sith Order. Is there a coffee shop on Korriban? If not, I sense a possible marketing opportunity. Yes, I will be expanding onto Korriban. I just need to figure out a way to get the beans there. I have to show you the Korriban map. I made an Unreal Engine. It was after I started playing. Oh, cool. I've never played SWTOR. I really want to, but I've never gone for it. I've heard a lot of negatives about it, but I've never gotten into it. Something about once you get to a certain point, it's a pay to play, and that didn't sound appealing, but I don't know. We can check it out. Any other questions you guys have? And then I'll open it up for whoever else wants to pop in. Allie, do you have any questions about Star Wars or anything? Because you basically just watched through the movies for pretty much the first time not too long ago, right?
Yeah, it was only like, maybe a year. Was it a year ago?
About a year ago.
Yeah, because I had grown up like thinking that it was just like a boy thing or like your thing. You and Taylor would like watch it, and I never really cared or paid any mind to it. And then like last year, Rex was like, well, why don't we start? And I had seen like bits and pieces of different episodes, and like I was like, who's Yoda? Like I didn't know. It was just this pretty green guy.
You didn't know the context of it.
No, yeah, right. I didn't know anything. And so we started from where did we start? It was the beginning, right? So we did
4
and 5, and then we went to like
1, 2, 3, 6.
And we finished with 6. So we had like the whole all of
nice.
It was pretty cool.
And would you like to explain why you recommended us to watch the?
Yes. Yeah. So that's called machete order. For anyone watching that doesn't know what that order is, it's episode 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 6. And the reason for that, again, it's called machete order, is because you have to watch the original first. And there's always the debate: do you watch episode order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or do you watch release order 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3? And with machete order, you watch episode 4. Obviously, it's classic. You have to start with that. And then you watch episode 5 because that's next in the story, and it leaves off on a real downer. Luke gets his hand chopped off. He finds out Darth Vader is his father, and the rebellion is scattered. Like, it's a really low point in the trilogy. And then you go to episode 1 to get some backstory for Darth Vader. And ultimately, looking back on this, you'll find that all of this is Anakin's story. But when you go to episode 1, you see his backstory. Some people leave out episode 1. I don't, because I love episode 1. You get the history of the galaxy and how the politics work in the different government organizations. And then you go to episode 2 because now we have grown-up Anakin. You see his slight decline to the dark side. And then episode 3, which is the most downer of all the episodes. Everyone dies. It's just terrible. And it gives you the same idea as episode 5 with, this is a terrible ending. Where does it go from here? And if you watch in release order, you end on that sour note. And it's really emotional and really impactful, but there's no happy ending. And we as humans want catharsis. We want that happy ending. So then going to episode 6, you don't know what's going to happen with Luke and his father. And you see Luke starting to go down the same path as Anakin, which you just saw in episode 3. He's wearing the dark cloaks. He's force choking the Gamorrean guards. He's doing these things that start leading him down that path to the dark side. So that way, when you get the confrontation between him and Vader and the Emperor, it's way more impactful watching it in machete order, because you just saw Anakin fall to the dark side. And especially not knowing the end of episode 6, you're thinking, is he really going to do it? And then when he goes insane and just starts hacking at his dad and chops off his arm, you're thinking, oh, he's like actually doing it. He's full on going to kill his dad and join the Emperor. And then he realizes that Darth Vader's hand is mechanical, just like him. And he sees what his life is going to become if he goes down that dark path. He sees he's going to turn into what his father is now. And then he throws the lightsaber away. Again, Paul and I have talked about this before. It's symbolic. He didn't have to throw his lightsaber, but it was completely saying, I choose death over killing my father and joining you in the dark side. And he says one of the most iconic lines in all the series, you failed, your highness. I'm a Jedi, like my father before me. And he's basically saying, I don't care if you've corrupted him and he's a shell of a man now. What my father was is who I choose to be, and you'll never have my soul. And then obviously he gets shocked. Darth Vader picks him up, throws him down the reactor shaft. And we see that catharsis finally that we didn't get in episode 3. So for someone watching for the first time, it's debatable whether you should watch release order. I would say definitely not episode order, because starting with young Anakin pod racing is probably not the best way to introduce someone, especially not Jar Jar. Probably not the best way to introduce someone to Star Wars. But machete order and ending on episode 6, how the saga ends. Notice I said saga because Skywalker saga ends at 6. Is really powerful. And Allie, would you agree? Was it powerful when you watched it that way?
Yeah, it was kind of like eye-opening to see like the comparisons between the two. It was really neat.
Yeah, and you knew plot points. Like you knew Darth Vader was their father, and you knew Anakin turns into Darth Vader and the Jedi have to get killed somehow. Like you knew plot points, but you didn't really have the connected dots. So I was excited when you went through that, because that was fun for me. And I've said a bunch of times on these streams, I really can't wait until Sophie and Emery are old enough, because I'll be able to watch it for the first time through their eyes. And I think that's going to be so fun to be able to do. So Luke really tossed his lightsaber, got lit. The Force. We probably smelled like a Thanksgiving turkey. Yeah, he got pretty charred. It was a good. I think I watched it and timed it last time. It was like a good 30 seconds. He was getting lit up, like twice the length that Mace Windu was getting lit up, which is pretty crazy. Any other questions? Anything that you've done? This is usually on these Monday night debriefs, we're more chill than this, but yeah, I like this discussion. I'm always open to it. I know you're drinking the coffee on Korriban mug. That's dope. So if anyone has not gotten their coffee on Korriban mug and they would like to, I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. Go ahead and get yourself a coffee mug. And I've said this before, I made the cost as low as possible because I'm not looking to make a profit. I'd rather you guys have a cool mug to add to your collection. So, yeah, any other thoughts on anything? Mr. Darth Bumpus? If you guys start a YouTube channel, you're going to have to call it Darth Bumpus. You're still muted. Can I unmute?
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah.
There you go.
Still muted. Yeah, that was very well put. And I will forever tell people to watch it in machete order now. And I actually took like a probably 6-year break from watching Star Wars and all the way through. And just last year when I watched it with Allie, it was the first time in like 6 years I saw all the episodes together. And I caught so many nuances when I watched it in that order. And Star Wars, I didn't realize it, but going through it again, it really pulls on your emotions. Like I was almost in tears on multiple points throughout this the saga. And everybody just thinks it's like, it's a sci-fi space movie, but no, there's like a big emotional draw in this series.
Yes, there's a
really
lot more emotional moments than you'd expect.
When we went through it together, like we were invested.
Yeah, and because a lot of people,
unique series.
Yeah, a lot of people that aren't familiar with Star Wars, they've only maybe watched 1 or 2 movies, and it's just what the nerds watch, especially because they see Yoda and the Muppet part of it kind of turns them off. They don't know that there's so much rich history and really important scenes that happen in the movie, like Order 66, crazy emotional. The immolation scene where he gets sliced up, really emotional. At the very end of episode 6, when he says, "I've got to save you. You already have. Tell your sister you were right." Like that's crazy. And then even when he's saying like, I know that you were once Anakin, my father, that name no longer has any meaning to me. It's the name of your true self. You've just forgotten. It is too late for me, son. Like all that. And in the Clone Wars, Ali, you haven't seen the Clone Wars season 7 probably. When all the clones that were, I'm not going to spoil it because you got to watch through the Clone Wars. You really should. It's really good. Basically all of her closest friends die. She has to bury all of them after they tried to kill her. And there's like a 3-minute scene of her just standing at their graves. And it's just completely silent except for the music. And it's just, you can't breathe. It's so emotional. And then in Mandalorian, when Luke came back, that had grown men all over the world crying. And people that aren't aware of what Star Wars is to some of us, they don't know how much it means and how much it could mean to them if they invested in it. We have also got Daryl the Derelict here. Here's a zip for you, dude. Glad you're here. Just living life one day at a time. Yep. Absolutely true. Yoda has the same voice as Miss Piggy. Yeah. It's the same guy, right? Is it Tim Henson? Was it Tim Henson? I don't know. He's dead, right? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to put the link in the chat if anyone wants to join. One rule, no language. Other than that, we can talk about whatever because we're chilling. So everyone in the chat, you guys do anything fun over the weekend? Yoda's Miss Piggy, Kermit the Frog, and Fozzie are all rolled into one. Yeah. Frank Oz. That's right. You're correct. Oh, I heard a joke that said something like, what did Kermit the Frog say at Frank Oz's funeral? Nothing. Because Frank Oz was the voice for Kermit the Frog, so he didn't say anything because he's there. I don't know. Something like that. I don't know. How's it going, Master Paul?
What in the world type of joke was that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Still though, I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing real good.
Doing
How's your Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi is doing okay.
All right.
And hello to Darth Bumbus and your woman. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Master Paul.
Thank you.
Do you run your own little YouTube channel called Master Paul?
No, it's the Star Wars guys.
It's the Star Wars guys. So it's a partnership between myself and my brother Michael. And we do sort of the same thing as Timothy does. But we don't, I'd say right now our content is like 70% Star Wars, 30% stuff. Because mostly, yes, we talk about Star Wars, but we also have been lately talking a lot about Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have a series on Tuesdays called Tuesday Night Trek because you never went through the original series.
Never.
I've never gone through it, but it was cool seeing you experience that for the first time with those streams, going through every couple episodes and then having a recap stream.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing that we're doing on Fridays on his channel called Animation Fridays. We're going through the Clone Wars, which you guys should join along with us. We'll kind of let you know what we're watching, and you guys could watch through it for the first time too, which we should probably watch something tonight. But
yeah, in fact, I can tell you guys now we're watching season 1, episodes 1 through 5 of the Clone Wars. If you want to join us,
yeah, and they're short episodes, so you should be able to do that in 1 or 2 nights.
Yeah,
pretty easy.
And hey, Daryl,
let's see. We've also got Green Lantern. Here's this up for you. Hello, Daryl. Glad to have you here, dude. Yeah, how was your weekend, Paul?
Weekend was busy, extremely busy.
Okay.
We were swamped with people at my place of work because people were starting to come down to our neck of the woods. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. Yeah. People are starting to come down to my neck of the woods because of the leaves changing, even though they're still pretty green right now.
Right. Yeah, same here.
But it was pretty rainy Saturday, so that pushed all the people off the mountains down to us. And we had 3,200 people come through our caverns, and it was ridiculous.
Oh, I bet. So you were working
Yeah.
during the weekend, right?
I worked Saturday. Thankfully, I was off Sunday.
Okay. That's a lot of people.
It
Going through
is.
those caves.
And the crazy part is that's not even close to the most I've seen through there.
Oh, man. So you're the musical Jedi Master of the Star Wars fandom. I got to post more music.
Yes, you do.
Because I definitely have to post more music because I just don't have any good way to record it. Because they discourage music in our apartments. So it's not like I can really like actually sing anything here. And I don't know, record in my car. Like it's kind of, I don't know. Like music is like hard for me to record.
Understandable.
But I'll figure stuff out. Well, when we're in a different place, when we're in a different place, I'll really get on the music stuff. I've been putting off my album I was hoping to have it done at the beginning of summer, but that didn't happen. So
Understandable.
I will have to get on that when I can. You guys have any other?
Oh, sorry. Anyway, yeah, Timothy, my brother-in-law, right there. He is one of the best songwriters I think I've ever.
Yes,
met.
he is.
He can knock out a really quality song in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've met once. We've met, me and Tim, in person a couple weeks ago, and we did play some music together. And he does write some really good stuff, and sings it really well too.
The closet is the best place. Then after you're done coming out is so freeing. It is, especially if it's all hot and sweaty in your closet. You're just sitting in there, and then you come out and it's like 30 degrees cooler. That is a feeling. It's a vibe.
Yes, it is.
Bryce, actually, I'll brag on him for a second, is one of the best worship music writers I've ever heard. The quality of his songs, and dude, why are you not getting your stuff recorded? I keep trying to tell you to do that, but
it's all on the schedule. Moving out with you guys next year, quitting my job next year for the business, and then when I do that, there'll be a ton of extra time, and I'll get those recorded for you. If you promise to get yours recorded as well.
Wait a minute. Was this a gay joke?
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay. It went way over my head. What does that tell you about me?
Yeah.
I didn't even catch that. Well, thanks, Daryl. So, dude, you got to get your stuff recorded. I mean, like stuff that's all in my head all the time. Of yours.
I'm certainly anxious to hear what it is, and who knows, maybe I might start singing it.
Yeah. Come set your kingdom in our hearts. Take control and make your mark. All we are is for your glory.
That's the one I always have in my head.
I know, in my head too. It's always in my head.
Keep going.
Oh, I'll have him like send it to you. Then you can learn it.
Okay.
It's so good.
Fair enough.
Master Paul, are you pretty into music as well?
Yes, I am. As you saw, I got a guitar back here. I've been playing and singing since I was 4. I also play and sing in church. And one of the things that has at least somewhat put me on the map here on YouTube is different songs that I've written for different YouTubers. Like, for example, Echo Base Network, which is pretty much the channel through which me and Tim met, as well as X-Wing's channel, the Legendary Tron's channel, Overlord DVD. That's like the most popular one that I've had so far.
How many subs does Overlord have right now?
Let me look.
Like 200 something thousand? It's
look.
a big number. I know him and Midnight's Edge are both up there.
270.
270,000?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, so I gotta find my way onto there sometime.
I already recommended you to him, man.
I might have as a guest this Friday John Williams. Oh wait, not John Williams. Johnny William. That was a trick.
You had me in the first half.
No, it's one of my dad's coworkers. He's huge into Star Wars and Star Wars collecting. He showed a piece on Facebook earlier today the one time I go on Facebook, I see his post. It was like, I think it was a Master Replicas limited something edition Palpatine lightsaber and Yoda lightsaber, and a picture of Palpatine like shooting the lightning at Yoda or whatever, and it was signed by Ian McDiarmid.
Wow.
It was like, that was like his little display, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I just got this." So I might have him on my channel on Friday if he's chill.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting pretty at 25. Dude, it doesn't matter the sub count. You're gonna get there. We're all gonna get there. We'll have you on our streams. Well, if you start streaming, we'll do your streams. We're all just gonna share the love.
Absolutely.
So sounds like something that should be on The Witcher. I didn't see The Witcher. I don't know.
Funny that you mentioned Dan Vask there, Paul Lewis. Hearing Dan Vask do the song that he did for Friday Night Tights was kind of what inspired me to do my song for Echo Base Network, and what started this whole big snowball of me writing songs for other channels. Because, you know, I thought, no offense to Friday Night Tights at all, I think I like their stuff too, but if they get a theme song, why can't Echo Base have a theme song? And so
Yeah.
I took it upon myself to do it.
Yes, absolutely. Darth Bumbus, Mr. Darth Bumbus, are you going to start your channel, your YouTube channel?
You know, I have a couple of random YouTube channels already. I need to just pick a consistent theme. Like, I had one video on one of the channels that got like 14,000 views on one of the songs I posted. But that's like really the only video I've ever posted. So I think I just need to like start being more consistent with it and just see what happens.
Yeah, just go for it. Call it Darth Bumbus, and you'll be good to go. Allie,
Yeah.
I was going to tell her, but she ran away for the dog or something. Did you decide if you were going to make your baking channel? Are you going to? She's going to start a baking channel. Jordan, my wife, Mrs. Korriban, she's going to start a baking channel, and she is really good at baking, like cookies and cake pops and brownies and cakes and stuff. So she's going to do that.
I'll be the first subscriber.
1,000 subs. Yeah, we're all going to get to 1,000 subs.
Yes, we will, especially if 2022 shapes up to be as big a Star Wars year as what they're saying.
Yes. I was a little late on any Visions content. I think I had one live stream kind of just going over it. I wish I had capitalized on it a little bit more. But it just kind of seemed like everyone was doing Vision stuff, and I didn't want to just be another channel flooding everyone's feed. But Book of Boba Fett, I'm definitely going to be covering as hard as I can.
Oh, same here.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Lord knows I need something to cover on Sunday nights right now with news sparse as it is. I'm going to have to turn our Sunday night streams into like top 10s or something, but anything to make something.
Yeah, 600 any day now. It's you know what? I got to start making more consistent shorts, because that works so well for two Star Wars nerds. They're at like 2,500 right now. I got to be more consistent with shorts, because that brings in, well, for them it brings in subs. In all the shorts I've ever posted, I've gotten like 2, maybe 3 subs, which is not a lot.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, they're relatively easy to make. I don't know why I don't make more of them.
It's basically the less cringe version of TikTok, which I also have.
And I try. That's why I try to put a lot of effort into it to stay away from the TikTok type of video. Bryce, if you don't know what the shorts are, it's kind of like YouTube's version of TikTok or Instagram feed or whatever. Like under a minute, they have to be vertical, but there's a chance that your video could be shared in front of thousands of people just in the random shorts feed. So for content creators like us, they're beneficial to put out there to get your stuff in front of more people's eyes. one of the other chats that we know is two Star Wars nerds. They popped up from like 200 subs to 2,500 within like 2 months. It's been like 2 months since
Something like
they blew up. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, Mr. Two Star Wars Nerds, if you haven't seen him, he has, since I'm on Timothy's channel, the second best mustache here on YouTube.
Yes. If you were on his channel, I would gladly say he has the best. And also, while we are mentioning that, I want to mention to everyone in the chat, starting next month, we're doing Movember. I already have my mustache, Matt Cave, Two Star Wars Nerds. We all have our mustaches. But if you don't have one and you can grow one, Bryce, I'm sorry. We're going to all be growing out our mustaches for Movember, and we're going to be raising money for charity. And the charity that I've picked that I'm going to be sharing the link for is called Give an Hour. And it is mental health services for service members. So like PTSD for veterans and that kind of stuff. That's the charity I'm going to be donating to. Did research on them. They're reputable, and it's through GoFundMe. So every dollar that you donate goes directly to Give an Hour. It never passes to me or my bank account or anything. And then we're going to have a big Mustaches on Mustafar stream at the end of the month with a bunch of people that grew mustaches and stuff, like a 6-hour stream or whatever, and see how much we can donate. Bryce, you can get a fake mustache.
Quick question. Should I shave off the rest of the beard and just go for the mustache for this?
I don't know. I'd say sure if you want to. I'm thinking about whether I should do it or not. Because I don't know. I'm definitely going to make this shorter to make the mustache more pronounced, more noticeable. But I don't know if I'm going to go completely clean shaven, because I haven't gone completely shaved in 6 years or something, and it was not good last time I did.
If I were you, what I would do is keep the soul patch and the mustache.
Okay. Yeah, that could work. That could work, definitely. All manly hair is welcome. Yeah, Bryce, just grow out, get a mohawk, and you'll be good. No shave means all of it. Yeah, it's true.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to donate, look for that in November. I'll be sharing the link out to Give an Hour. You can send money there. I'm going to be donating money of mine personally. And actually, I sometimes go to donate plasma, the blood plasma, if I need extra couple dollars or whatever. They pay pretty good, like $60 every time you go and donate. But I will be going to donate plasma a few times. And with the money that I get from donating the plasma, I'm going to donate that to Give an Hour. So it's like double donation for my plasma. But I don't know, I'm not a veteran, and I don't really know anyone specifically that has PTSD or anything who was a service member. But as far as the mental health services, that's and like treatment for mental issues, that's something that is important to me. So that's why I chose that charity. So be on the lookout for that.
Well, I'm going to be taking off now. It was really a pleasure to join you guys today.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad you stopped by.
Hey, real quick, Darth Bumbus, before you go, look in the private chat if you're interested to see what sort of my wheelhouse is musically. I put my personal channel in there.
Yeah, Bryce, if you want to look in the private chat on here, then that's his channel. You got to subscribe to him.
I got it. Yeah, I'm doing that right now.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
All right. Well, you guys have a good rest of your night, and go take care of those babies and the dog.
Absolutely. Thank you. See ya.
All right. See you guys. And they're gone.
Yep.
Gerald says, wow, how are you feeling today? About the mental health stuff? Great.
Yeah.
That's something actually I was wanting to kind of discuss on, unless he's saying hello to Vol really nice. Probably do, yeah. But either way, as far as like mental health issues, that's something I'd be more than happy to discuss on Nerdy Disciple.
Yes.
When we do that live stream, I'll probably be our first stream when we do our testimonies and stuff, because I'm thinking that'd be a good first stream, and I'd be more than happy to share that there, my stories with that.
Absolutely.
You got anything fun planned for the week?
Work. I'm working every day till Sunday, and Sunday itself is going to be busy because given everything that we've got going on, and given how separated our family living situation is right now with Morgan College, Sunday we're all going up to Charlottesville to UVA to visit my sister and sort of do our birthday thing then, because Michael and Morgan's birthday is Halloween. My birthday is November 1st, the day after, but we're all going to be busy on those 2 days, especially my birthday, because my grandmother is going in for a surgery to remove some sort of lump of cancer, like right here on her eyebrow. So that's, I mean, I'm not bothered by it. Obviously, her health comes first. So that's just sort of what our sort of next 2 weeks are looking like.
Yeah. Jordan said we'll be praying. We'll be praying for sure for her surgery.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, November 1st?
Yes.
That's your birthday?
Yep.
Okay.
And
I'll have to send you something.
Thanks. And both Halloween and November 1st, depending on what else we have going on that day. I know we're off Halloween. That's a Sunday. Or we're likely to be off, rather. Let me rephrase that. So hopefully both days we'll do like a celebratory birthday stream. The 31st we'll do one for Michael. The 1st maybe we'll do one for me, depending on how late it is, but we'll see. Thank you, Green Lantern.
Yeah. Speaking of Nerdy Disciple, when are we doing stuff for that? We got the channel intro, which I still haven't edited, so that'll probably be the first step.
Yeah, let's get that uploaded first, and then hash out a time to do the first live stream, because at least on my end of things, with the Sunday stream, with Tuesday Night Trek, with Animation Friday, and of course Monday, you and I are both, we got Echo Base TV. Our week's filling up fast as far as YouTube goes.
Yeah, and I honestly haven't had any time to make content aside from just the live streams recently. I like an actual long form edited video. It's been a good 3 weeks since I've been able to make one.
Same here.
And those are my favorite ones when they turn out good.
Yeah,
but they just take so much more work, and it's easy to just do 2 live streams a week and call it good, because they're so much easier to do.
Right. Admittedly, what's been keeping me from doing pre-recorded videos is that I'm not really finding anything to talk about that I feel like would really grab people. Because here, I'm gonna do a general Google search right now of Star Wars news, and I bet it's going to be this very similar thing as what it was.
Just dead.
Yeah. So here's the very first headline on the news section of Google for Star Wars: why Marchion Ro is one of the scariest Star Wars villains, and it's about one of the High Republic characters. 20 eerie Easter eggs from Lego Star Wars Terrifying Tales, which I have not seen and really don't want to. Screen Rant: Star Wars confirms the Sith's origins in canon. Maybe I could make a video of that one. Movie Web,
but George it's Lucas, Scream Rant, so
it is. And I already covered something from Scream Rant in my last live stream, and they are very much biased for the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, and against the prequels. Screen Rant does not like the prequels at all.
No, they don't. But just nothing really to talk about that I can find. And top 10s, I don't want to be just another top 10 channel.
Right. Yeah, absolutely not. They're fun for live streams when you need a topic quick. You're like, top 10 awkward moments or whatever. Like, you just
right.
It's easy to come up with that. But if that's all you do, again, like you were saying, you don't want to just be a top 10 or top 5 channel. There's way too many of those on YouTube.
Yes, there is.
All with like 5 million subs. So
Mhm.
how does that happen? So Sus T.
Yeah, he's
my
your brother, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He made some logos for me and Matt Cave last Friday. And he said he was going to make one for your channel too if you wanted.
Absolutely.
Probably one for
Yeah.
Nerdy Disciple. If I can share, let me see if I can share your screen, Chrome tab. You can see this.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, he just like threw that together for my channel, like a cool, simple design. And I was
That
like,
is
oh,
nice.
that's actually really dope. He made one for Matt Cave too that was really clean.
Am I friends with your brother on Discord? I am. Okay. Had to double check.
Cool. I just messaged him to see if he could pop in here. He hasn't gotten back to me, but
Okay.
he said he'd be down to make logos for everyone. And I think Matt Cave was going to use the one he made for him on like some other merch. So you have like options of designs.
Right.
How did EBN Live go tonight? I wasn't able to tune into all of it. The part that I saw, the limiting to 10 minutes actually made a difference. That was just me. Did you feel the same way?
It did. And honestly, I am not that big a fan of the change. I understand
limiting it to 10 minutes.
Yeah. I think they should have kept it at the 20, and I think they should, if they're going to do a live stream covering events outside of Disney, personally, I think they should make it its own separate thing from the Echo Base TV live stream. But that being said, that's up to them. They're going to run it how they want to.
Yeah. I kind of felt that way. And Coach, if you're watching, this is nothing against you.
No.
It's not my channel, and I'm honored that you are allowing mine and everyone else's content on Echo Base TV. And I know you're totally willing to help us out, and we appreciate you.
Right.
I felt kind of that same way when he was doing his Diablo streams. You know what I'm saying?
Like it shouldn't be on Echo Base TV.
Yeah, but that's not my call to make, so it's hard to say it shouldn't be on there. I'm just saying, like,
it's not.
I don't know,
right?
Yeah, personally, for me, it's like, well, I would want to watch if I was just a viewer and not a content creator. I would want to watch Echo Base TV to see the content creator's stuff, and it just seems like another channel. I don't know. And again, Coach, if you're watching, please don't take that the wrong way, because I'm not meaning it that at all. I appreciate you, and as a brother, like you're one of my favorite people. So,
but I will say, of the clips that were there, all of them were good as usual. I'm wondering.
Mine was just thrown in. I'll admit, mine was thrown in last minute because I didn't have any.
Talking about rubber.
I thought it was funny, but I didn't have anything made, so I thought I'd throw that one in. I'll have something this next week.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I had sent in a video for this week, but unfortunately it didn't make it, and I'm wondering whether or not that was either I just didn't send it in time because it was on Sunday, though, at 3 when I uploaded it and sent it and shared it. So maybe he just didn't get it, or admittedly it was 5 minutes over the limit, which I told him about, and he said it'd be okay. Maybe it was just one of those situations where he wanted to make sure they had enough time to cover what they wanted to in the stream, and unfortunately my video had to be the sacrificial one, which understandable.
Yeah. So I just thought of this. I have two opinions on the time change from 20 to 10 minutes. On the one hand, it seemed like the content flowed better. Like there was something new to watch because for me, I was trying to put my daughter to bed and stuff, and I couldn't really watch the whole thing. But every time it popped up, it was like, oh, a new thing from a new person. But at the same time, it does limit the creativity that you can do, because if it is a longer video that takes 20 minutes and it's well thought out and it's not just like kind of a boring 20-minute video, you need that. You need that 20 minutes. It's hard to condense some videos down into just 10 minutes. And on top of that, if we're wanting it, and we've all said this multiple times, if we want the goal to be a TV broadcast like thing, you don't have 10-minute episodes on TV. You have 20, 25, 30-minute episodes with commercials in between. So that's, and Green Lantern, it was always 10 to 20 minutes was kind of what we were told from the beginning. So,
but, and for me personally, the video that I had submitted for this was it was a top 5 video. I wanted to do a top 10, but I cut it to top 5 best Kingdom Hearts moments, and it was a collab between myself and JJ, and we rushed that thing and still clocked in at 15 minutes, and I really couldn't cut any of it because we really did get it down to the meat and potatoes. Like, here it is, briefest explanation that we can give, barely reflect the other's entries, and just, moved on. And still it was 15 minutes.
And I'm trying to find the one video that I'm most satisfied of, that how it came out, was why do we love this so much? It was my video on basically why do we like Star Wars and devote so much time to it. And that was 15 minutes and 4 seconds. There is no way I could have gotten that video under 10 minutes. It was as condensed as I could with the topic that I was dealing with, was what is it about Star Wars that keeps us coming back? I could not have done that video in 10 minutes or less.
Right.
So I know exactly what you mean. There's some videos that you need 15, 16, 20 minutes.
Yeah, especially in my case, where when I'm really trying to think about what I'm going to say, I tend to talk slower and I tend to pause a lot. So, but Paul Lewis brings up a good point. So that could be a thing.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't want to speculate too much. I don't want to start any drama or anything. So anyone watching, don't feel like I'm attacking Echo-based TV.
No,
I'm still submitting clips. I am very thankful for the exposure that I've gotten from Echo-based TV. I'm thankful for Coach as a friend.
Yes, absolutely.
So I don't anyone watching mistake that for any criticism of him. We're just talking about ideas, and this is a brand new thing, this Echo-based TV. It's new, and so there's going to be growing pains, things we can improve, and it's better that we can talk about stuff than, oh yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Like we need to be talking about this stuff. And I've said a bunch of times, if any of you guys see something that's really off about my videos, or something I can improve upon, or something that you really don't like, tell me, because I'm open to that criticism.
Same here.
I know I got to get a better camera. I'm waiting on a capture card so I can start using this thing. I know I got to improve my lighting. I'm going to get a green screen and see what I can make as far as a background that doesn't look awful.
Right.
I know there's stuff that I got to improve. So I'm always open to that.
Yeah. Now, real quick, Steve earlier hit a comment where he said, I hate when any channel is ignorantly anti-original trilogy, prequel trilogy, sequels, legends, canon, etc. I wished more people loved all things Star Wars. It seems like this fandom is always an eternal civil war. You're right. And unfortunately, the way I see it, that's how it's always going to be. Even if Disney makes everything good, there's always going to be someone that doesn't like it, at least for the simple fact that it's just not their taste.
And so I will say to this, I don't love all things Star Wars. I don't love the sequels. I don't love Rey, Kylo Ren, Snoke, Palpatine coming back. I don't love Geode. I don't love.
Does anyone?
I don't know. I don't love the High Republic. There's a lot that I don't love. But going to his other comment, hate is wrong, criticism is fair. It's kind of tough because I really do agree with that. We should be able to criticize everything that we truly have issues with without being called a hater or toxic man babies or whatever. I hate the fact that the sequels exist. I don't know that I hate them specifically. I just hate that they are an actual thing. And we will, as far as being okay with all those things and ignorantly anti sequel trilogy, we will have a stream coming up. I keep talking about it, where we will be deliberately anti sequel trilogy.
Yes,
with reason. We're going to keep it as reason as we possibly can.
Yes,
but I will not like the sequels. I never will. A lot of people feel the exact same way. But if you like the
Did you
sequels,
see what Daryl said just now?
the fact that your mustache is so glorious. Grow your own. Grow your own. Don't love Geode. Crit, welcome to the chat. My 500th subscriber. But for people that do like the sequels, I'm not going to hate you as a person. I'm going to think you're wrong, but I'm not going to have anything against you as a person or say that you are falling into a logical fallacy because you enjoy those movies. Star Wars Santa is a great example.
Exactly.
I heard things about Star Wars Santa before his deal talking about it with Daryl, where I was like in Echo Base, and I was like, how can you like the sequel trilogy, especially for someone that's older and grew up with the originals? How can you like that? After listening to his reasoning with his emotional connection with Rey and what she meant for him in relation to his childhood, I was like, okay, I get it. That's what that is for you. That makes sense. That's okay. And he even said he admitted that there were things that weren't great about the sequels, and he understands why people have their criticisms against it. I respect that completely.
Yeah.
But I will never bash on Star Wars Santa just because they like something.
Do that and you won't get any toys at Christmas.
Exactly. I want me some Star Wars toys. I didn't even read his comment. Great. I think it mainly comes down to what you define as Star Wars. And when it came to the sequels felt more like a studio franchise than a passion project. Yes, completely. Which Lord of the Rings, we can kind of touch on that or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Feels the exact same way. Their main goal is checking off the intersectional boxes. And I mean, without getting too political, it just seems like it's not a passion for the story. It's a passion for making a thing.
I know you said not to get too political, but that's
it's Monday night. Go for it.
Technically early Tuesday morning, but that's actually why I hate the sequel trilogy. I don't even hate the movies themselves. At most, I'm just like meh about them.
Right.
What I hate about the sequel trilogy is the culture war that has surrounded them.
That's a good point.
And no matter which side of this war that you take place on, you cannot deny that it exists. And anytime you have two sides of an opinion that are just going back and forth each other tooth and nail over something, it's like, well, what's the point in even bothering trying to like this if one side is going to demonize me for liking it, but another side entirely is going to demonize me for hating it? I'm just going to stay hands off completely.
Yeah, sequels were a passion for making money. They just weren't fans. And someone asked me a long time ago, I think it was maybe my first live stream ever that I did on this channel. Someone asked me, should there be gatekeeping at Lucasfilm, keeping out the woke people? And I said, no, I don't care what your politics are personally. If you're truly a fan of Star Wars, you're going to make great Star Wars content.
Yes.
I don't care if there's a gay character at all. But if that's your goal, rather than telling a good Star Wars movie, that's where the problem is.
Yep.
And it seems like, and Green Lantern, yes, I am talking about the Amazon Lord of the Rings. It seems like their personal ideologies is taking precedence over the story of Lord of the Rings of Middle Earth. Now, I don't have any problem with a black hobbit or whatever, because we talked on, I think, 2 Monday nights ago about how none of us grew up with race even in our heads at all.
No.
I have no problem with that. But when that is the goal of the show, that's when it becomes a problem. Oh, we need a female president. Well, I don't have a problem with a female president, but if you should elect this person just because they're a female, I don't agree with that.
Funny you mentioned that, because last female candidate we had legitimately said, almost word for word, one of my virtues is that I'm a woman. That's why you should vote for me.
I remember that. You're exactly correct. Yep. And so that is a main issue of the sequels and a lot of other modern movies, is the story's not first and foremost. I think the same group of people with their same personal policies and politics and whatever, but they're passionate and they're knowledgeable about the Star Wars lore, we would have got a completely different sequel trilogy.
Yes.
I don't mind if 2 girls kiss at the end of The Rise of Skywalker. I don't care. No one cares. But if that's what you're celebrating, rather than this story is going to blow your mind, that's where you could have an issue.
And I know I have put this on the back burner of the back burner of the back burner, but I haven't forgotten about the fact that I promised you guys a sequel trilogy rewrite, and I'm going to hold by that. I don't know when I'll even get time to start it, but I will do it.
I've got a sequel trilogy rewrite in less than 3 seconds. Ready? Heir to the Empire.
Fair enough, but fair enough. But at the same time, for me, I feel like that's too easy.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Crit, I haven't been reading your things. What are your thoughts on comic book companies politicizing superheroes? This whole week, Superman's character has been bashed with forced politicization. I know exactly what we're talking about.
Coach talked about it earlier.
Here's my take on this. Introduce a new character. That's it. Like, Superman is Superman. You touch Superman, you don't do that. That's the same as messing with Luke Skywalker for some people. You don't do that. Make a new character and do whatever you want, because no one cares. That's my thought on that.
I think the reason they did this, honestly, is just to get attention. And the only way to truly, I think the best thing to do, honestly, is just meet it with the most apathetic meh that you can give it. And I know people will say, oh, that's not really Superman. That's Superman's son. If he looks like Superman, if he walks like Superman, if he talks like Superman, what is he? Right.
Now, I would have more of an issue. I shouldn't say more. You know what? I'm abandoning that point. I don't really care for comic book stuff a whole lot anyway.
Neither do I.
It's not something I'm super huge on. I like learning about comic book history and learning about all these obscure villains that are crazy powerful, but they happened in a different universe, that universe is completely ended because it was an alternate timeline. Like, that's cool learning about that stuff, but I don't have any skin in the game with comics. If a movie comes out, like the Batman trailer looked pretty cool, I'll check it out. But like, I just now, like 2 weeks ago, got around to watching the new Spider-Man movies. Like, it's just not that important for me.
Right.
So,
the most I ever got into comic book movies, of course, was the MCU. I watched almost all of them all the way through Endgame, and since Endgame, I haven't seen a single one. And honestly, it's not even because they're political now. They could be the most apolitical, just straight up great Avengers 1 level superhero movies. And honestly, I really wouldn't want to watch them because to me, and I've said this before, Endgame was the perfect ending to the whole thing. They should have just stopped writing it there. Because the most important part of the story I have learned is knowing how to end it. And that was a good ending, but nope. As you said, got to make more money.
It's a great point. Yeah, that's an absolutely amazing point. Is the best. One of the hardest parts is knowing how to end it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really a writer, but I would imagine the hardest part is ending it in a way that leaves your audience satisfied.
Right.
Endgame did that, even though I watched Endgame first and then went backwards and watched everything. And it was a little confusing. I don't know why I did that. Why did we do that? Why did we watch Endgame first and then watch everything else?
We just wanted to watch it.
Because we just wanted to watch it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not
Fair
too
enough.
invested in it. It was like, oh, everyone likes Endgame. I know it's last, but whatever. But you're right. That was the perfect ending for the MCU, and it's just money. They want to carry it on. They don't need Phase 5, or whatever they're on right now.
Yeah, because and even the people they're bringing into it, the most recognizable name I've seen so far, or the two most recognizable, Black Widow and Spider-Man, and one of them's dead. And well, Tom Holland apparently this is going to be his last Spider-Man movie. So what's the point in caring about people I've never heard of?
Right. Yeah, if he's not in Avengers 5, or is there even an Avengers 5 or whatever? Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then you picture something like what I consider to be a perfect ending, or a near perfect ending, episode 6, first off.
Yes.
And then the Return of the King, the Lord of the Rings. Amazing ending. It's perfect.
I'm a Star Wars fan, but I will go on record saying Return of the King, both the book and the movie, way better ending than Return of the Jedi. As good as the ending of Return of the Jedi is.
I will definitely agree with that. Yep. And I think part of the reason is because Frodo leaves with the elves at the end, because he's carried that weight. He knows what it is like to be the ring bearer, and even though the ring's destroyed, he can never go back to the life he had before.
Right.
So he has to leave, and then we get Sam ending up with, what's her name?
Rosie.
You're right. And having 12 kids or something
like that. And
he becomes the mayor.
He becomes the mayor of Hobbiton.
Yes. Yeah. How many kids Sam Wise have? 13. Yeah, 13 kids. That's impressive.
It is.
Like your great grandma. Yeah. The more you tighten your grip torque, the more star systems will slip through your fingers. Yes. Have you ever heard the complaint against Star Wars Episode 4 that Leia's accent is inconsistent?
I've certainly noticed it, but I've also heard her explanation behind it, where she said in an interview that at the time that she was filming A New Hope, she was living in Britain like a lot, and she sort of somewhat inherited the accent from it, to where if she got upset, she just out of control started sounding British. So that's why that is.
I always thought it was because Leia was mimicking Tarkin on purpose. I don't know if she does it elsewhere in the film when she's not around him, but I know during that line,
I don't think she does. And she certainly doesn't do it in episodes 5 or 6.
Right. I don't know. That's always been my head canon explanation for it. I'll have to watch it again and see when she actually uses the accent or not to see if that holds up.
Now, since you brought up headcanons, I got a doozy of one to share with you. So, and this admittedly is kind of dipping into nerdy disciple territory.
Mm-hmm.
In absolutely no piece of Star Wars media, at least that I know of, are we ever explained where the Force comes from, what created the Force. We just accept the fact that it is.
Right.
So I've always had the headcanon, what if God, the same God you and I worship, created the Force? But then again, that also raises the question, for what purpose?
For what purpose? What about the souls of all the aliens and humans?
Yes.
It does open a can of worms, and I'm sure we'll have a deeper discussion on that topic. It's very interesting. And another thing that's very interesting, what about the Yuuzhan Vong, or creatures that are completely devoid of the Force?
Assuming that God created the Force, what's going on with them? Admittedly,
Right.
I don't know anything about the Yuuzhan Vong, because for the
I don't know nearly
longest time, my Star Wars was just the 6 movies. So
right.
I got to learn about
same
them.
with me. Yeah, and I've never read any of the books with the Yuuzhan Vong. I just know what I've seen in a few YouTube videos. Definitely something to dig in later. Interesting question. I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later.
Absolutely. I do know, by the way, that according to other people that I've talked to, the Yuuzhan Vong, the idea of them was not really well received by fans of the EU. So it'll be certainly interesting to learn why that is.
Quick little side note, just because this is my channel and I can say what I want. People often, I would say most of the time, assume that religion and science are opposites.
Mm-hmm.
But in fact, the more you look at them together, you find that they really explain one another more than you'd think. And if you're not a very familiar with the Bible, or even if you are familiar with the Bible, but you kind of have the blind sort of faith, you don't really realize that. I've heard a lot of Christians say, like, oh, don't look to science. Don't trust in science. Just have your faith. That's not true. In the Bible, it tells us to look and test and see and figure out and use reasoning and logic. We don't check our brains at the door when we go into church.
Right.
The more you look at science and logic, the more Christianity as a religion makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother stream idea of looking at evidence for the flood and creation and all that kind of apologetics that we can get into a different time. But
I got
a lot
some
of
stuff
people
to talk about with that one, because I've actually been to
Yes.
the Noah's Ark thing in Kentucky.
Oh, you have? I've been wanting to.
Yes.
We were talking about it not too long ago of going to the museum, planning 2 days for sure.
Definitely worth the trip.
Yeah, we're gonna go because it's like what, 6 hours from us? The Creation Museum. Yeah, it's like 6 hours from us or something, so it's not too far. Definitely want to make 2 days out of it.
It's worth it.
Science is like alchemy. They are together in ways people don't understand. Cobra Disney Jedi says science is compatible with the Bible. Yes, and that's why a lot of atheists, especially the shallow atheists that haven't done their homework, they just are the kind of spiteful kind of atheists. They tell people that believe in the Bible, like, oh, we'll just look at anything science and it'll disprove the Bible. No. You're saying that because you've heard atheists on YouTube tell you that. You haven't done the research yourself. I don't know everything. I'm going to admit that. I don't know everything. There's a lot I don't know. But the research that I have done, the science backs up the Bible, and the Bible reinforces the science. There's a lot that the Bible said that people thought was wrong until later on the science came out and proved a lot of it to be correct. And I will go on record and say there is not a single contradiction in the Bible. I don't believe that just as a Christian, because obviously the Bible is the infallible word of God. But there is not a contradiction in the Bible. There's nothing wrong in the Bible. And if you can prove it to me, I will cease to become a Christian. It's a pretty bold statement because I believe in it.
Yeah.
So
pretty cut and dry right there.
got that backwards. The Bible is compatible with science, even though the Bible is not a science book. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The Bible is a historical record, and an extension of that, it's God's personal letter to us as Christians. But it is compatible with science, although you're correct. It's not a science book.
The point still stands.
Absolutely. You know, they found the real Ark. Yeah, it's in Turkey, right? And they don't allow anyone to go visit it?
I think so.
You're not allowed to go see it. Yeah, very interesting discussion. So if anyone in the chat would like to hear more of this type of discussion or finds it interesting, even if you're not a Christian or whatever, you like this type of theological discussion, go ahead and check out Nerdy Disciple. We'll be getting that going soon, hopefully in the next week or two.
Mm-hmm. In fact, you could clip this discussion we just had. You could clip that and upload it there.
You are absolutely correct. If you're going to have a stream about religion, tell me so I can avoid it. I'm a non-believer and a fully paid member of the Nine Circles of Hades. Got an apartment there. I respect that. I think you're wrong, but again, it's like Star Wars. I'm not going to hate you because you believe something different than I do. So, in your case, don't subscribe to the Nerdy Disciple. Or if you're ever curious, then please come on by. We'd love to have you. So. Oh, and by the way, I forgot, but happy Tuesday. We made it through the Monday.
Happy Tuesday.
Good job, everyone.
Yeah.
Whether your Monday was good or bad, it's over now.
It is. Thank goodness.
That's a good question.
It is.
Something to think about. Yeah, and this is... I am not afraid to talk about what I believe. And in fact, I welcome people challenging what I believe because there's a lot of times where there's stuff that I just assumed, but I didn't know why I believe certain things. And it's really nice to look into stuff. Yeah, for Nerdy Disciple, if you can, that'd be great.
Please do.
Yeah, it's the same thing with politics. I love talking about it with people that are interested in having real rational debates. But like, if it's like an atheist I'm talking about and I'm trying to logically explain what I believe and the person's just like, well, Jesus was like slept with Mary Magdalene and like had 5 kids. What do you say to that? And they're not being like reasonable with their arguments. Like, that's not really worth my time.
Right.
My non-belief isn't based on ignorance. It's based on research. And I don't doubt that. That's my research led me to Christ. My logic in looking into how the world worked is what led me to Christianity. Like I said at the very beginning of this, as opposed to blind faith, which is, I think, how a lot of people grow up, which is unfortunate because then they get off, high school and college and they fall away from the faith when their teachers tell them like, oh, don't believe in that Bible stuff. You got to start using your brain. And they've never, I've never been told to use my brain before. I've always been told to just have faith. But I mean, depends on what research you're searching for. I'll say that. But as I said, you're welcome to come by any of our streams that we do on that channel and listen, because I'm always a fan of more information. And then you decide what to do with it after that.
Yes.
Thank you for being tolerable toward people that like things you don't. Not much of that these days. Yeah, I'm just trying not to be a jerk.
Yeah. It's just us trying to be the example, honestly, that the world needs. Putting aside the religion stuff for just a moment, that's pretty much what both of our channels is about, is engaging dialogue, articulating exactly why we think a certain way, whether it's religion or Star Wars or what have you, instead of just blindly shooting off from the hip. Oh, the Star Wars sequel trilogy is bad, and anyone that hates it, you're bad, and so on and so forth. Because that is what, with pretty much all topics, that's where the world is right now. They're just firing off from the hip, just making these blanket statements, sometimes admittedly just to offend the other side. But of actually sitting down, coming to the table, and having a grown-up discussion. That is the example that we're trying to set.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. And Paul says, your faith doesn't offend me, nor does it mean that I'll stop watching this stream. Yeah, I appreciate that. I really do. There are
Good on
people
you,
that
man.
would learn of our religious leanings and check out. So I appreciate you being open-minded, because there's a lot of people on both sides that are not open-minded. And like I said, I'm very much willing to hear other opinions. That's what brought me to Christianity, is looking at different religions and seeing which one made sense. So I'm a fan of more information, more dialogue, and more understanding. So Punk Waddle, welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. Here's a sip for you. If you're here for the first time, the Monday night debrief is kind of like a chill stream, but everyone calls it a chill stream. So it's just kind of like Monday night, let's kick off Tuesday and just kind of chill for a little bit. So welcome.
Definitely. So changing the subject, I got some new electronics for my lightsaber in the mail today.
Ooh.
I can't show it right now because it's downstairs charging and it's loud, so I can't wake up my grandmother.
I'm sure you're gonna make a video on it.
Oh yeah. But here, I'll bring up the website real quick and show you where I got it from. So this is a website called Firearms. Now, Firearms is one of many different American distributors for a saber manufacturing company called LGT. So here is that. As soon as possible, Steve.
Yeah, as soon as possible. I have the video that we filmed when we met up in person, like a channel description talking about what the channel's about and stuff. I'm going to edit that as soon as I get a chance, and that'll be up first video on the channel, and we'll probably do a live stream to kick it off. So very soon.
So yeah, here is the Firearms website. And it says here, we are proud to work with LGT Saber Studio and Dark Wolf Sabers to bring you the best sabers in the galaxy at a price that you can afford. Whether you want to customize your own saber build, which that's what I did, by the way, or just pick a pre-made saber, you've come to the right place. So let me walk you through what I did. So basically you click begin your journey here and it automatically takes you to the builder. So this is what I did. So you start out with a blade, and I'll just do like the most basic bare bones thing. So when I first built mine, I went with a heavy blade at 36 inches, which they're sold out right now. So we'll go 32. Add that to your cart. It's added to the builder. Then you go to your emitter.
It adds the price as you add the pieces. That's cool.
Yep. Then you go to your emitter. This is the one that I chose. And I chose gold, but we'll do black. Then you choose a switch section. Again, this is the one that I chose, and we'll match it. Okay, we'll go gold. I'm not going to actually purchase this. This is just an example. The grip.
Make sure you put in my address when you buy it. You know I don't have a saber yet. And responding to Green Lantern, he says, you ever thought of doing some lightsaber duels for shorts, possibly with the Star Wars guys? I would love to duel you.
Absolutely.
We just don't live in the same state.
No, he lives in Tennessee. I live in Virginia.
Yeah.
We had to really, really arrange it to meet up that one day. And we had 5 different meeting places that we tried to do, but just they fell through for whatever reason. But yeah, back to this. So choose that. Pommel. We'll go with this one. Yeah, black.
That's dope.
All right, so all of that is going to run you that much for the most basic electronics.
Does that come with internals?
Yes, it does.
Wow. And is that programmable with fonts and colors and everything?
The basic stuff, no. But you can, well, it comes pre-made with a bunch of different fonts, but you can't add any. You are, however, able to switch from font to font and change colors for each font. But if you want that type of stuff, you're going to have to add Neopixel. So let me show you that real quick.
Yeah, how much is the Neopixel? That's going to add some, I'm sure.
Yeah, which, by the way, that's the electronics I just got for mine. So, yeah, we'll go 32-inch blade again, even though I got 36 add-ons.
So is that a Neopixel blade that you're choosing?
Yes.
Okay.
And what's different about a Neopixel blade compared to what it was before, the light is okay. So here in this picture, you see this is the chassis. This is the electronics. At the very top of the chassis here, in a non-Neopixel Saber, that's where the LED is. In a Neopixel Saber, though, there's a string of LEDs all throughout the blade, and instead, both on the blade, at the base and at the top of this, is little prongs that connect to the blade to send the signals into the blade to actually do the scroll on, scroll off. Yes. So add this to the cart, and the price now jumped up to $319.94.
Right.
Where it was $194, where it was like $139 before. And I'll show one more thing too, because they do have replica sabers too. But these are not well, most of them are not Neopixel. Like here's Luke's, Maul's, Revan's Sith saber, the classic Skywalker saber, which they're sold out of, Padawan, Obi-Wan, Rey, Ezra, Obi-Wan Jedi Master, the Dark Saber, their version of Cal Kestis' saber. They're sold out of the Ahsoka one and the Qui-Gon saber.
I would absolutely be getting the Neopixel. When I order one, I'm going to make sure it's Neopixel because that seems like pretty important. Feature.
It is well worth it. It is well worth it.
But if I can jump off of for a second. I would much rather get where is it? We'll see if YouTube kicks me off of this.
Oh.
That's on
yeah.
That's next for me.
Absolutely. Personally, I wouldn't go with Taurus. I'd go with Glock because I don't have any experience with Glock.
I would go with Glock, but it's like twice as much. And Taurus has really stepped up their game. I know with like the PT series in like the early 2000s and like 2010s and stuff, their quality control was terrible. From what I hear. Looked up like every review video of this on YouTube and stuff, and it's like torture tests with like steel cased ammo, like 1,500 rounds with 0 issues and stuff. So that's probably the one I'll go get first. Although I would love to splurge on a Glock.
There is one thing I would suggest if you're going to go the Taurus route, look up the Taurus Curve. My dad has one that he will sometimes use for his concealed.
Taurus
in fact,
Curve?
I'll show it to you right now.
Okay. There you find it. That is the goal, is concealed carry, obviously.
Yes. Same here. All right. So here is the Taurus Curve. And it's meant to fit inside your waistband. But here's why it's called the Taurus Curve.
I see. What
shoots
caliber
9
is
mil.
it?
9 mil.
Oh, really? How many? What is the capacity?
6 round.
Okay. Yeah, the G3C. That one was 12 plus 1.
Okay.
But that's the one I'm looking to get. She wants the same one, but in like Tiffany blue color, so she can have it in her purse. The main reason is because we live right on the 40, the freeway, and the 40 is like the main trafficking highway in America.
Oof.
Because you get on 40 and you're anywhere in the country. Like East and West Coast, it goes like the whole length.
Okay.
My wife with 2 little girls, like
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
And yes, we're going to be responsible owners, and she's going to be very competent with shooting, a lot of range time.
Yes.
But that's important for me when we're not together, for her to carry.
Yes,
So.
that's absolutely a thing. I need to get my concealed carry at some point, and I was told, I haven't yet looked into this for sure. And if there's any fellow veterans watching this that can give me a bit more information about this, I'd appreciate it. But I was told that because I'm a veteran and have a DD-214, I can bypass any sort of shooting class that I would need to get my concealed carry here in Virginia. So just show up to the courthouse with my DD-214, pay the fee, and walk out with it the same day. That's what I heard. Don't know for sure.
I would think that would make sense. You know what I have to do to carry concealed?
Nothing, and I'm jealous.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I'm going to move to a constitutional carry state at some point.
It's cool. People carry all the time here. And it's just the more you see it, the more it's not like, oh, he has a gun. Like it is in California, like you never ever see that. And so if you see someone carrying, especially concealed, they're not up to good things.
Yeah.
But here you go to Walmart and it's cool.
Yes. And by the way, Sus T, Tim showed me the logo you did for him, and he had mentioned that you had been thinking about doing one for the Star Wars guys. Easily, yes.
Yep. And I sent you the link, so if you want to jump on, you can. We're probably going to wrap it up in a minute anyway.
Yeah, he says he's about to play League with your dad.
Oh, right on. Yeah. Speaking of League of Legends,
this video is sponsored by
Sweet Raid Shadow Legends. I was thinking about making a short where it's like called like YouTube sponsors be like, and then it'll just be like, what's going on, guys? How's it going? It's your boy. Like, first I want to tell you about today's sponsor, Skillshare, and they have a coupon for 20% off, and you can play Raid Shadow Legends.
Yes.
Just like every sponsor, NordVPN, ExpressVPN.
Hey, real quick, bring up Steve's comments. This is an interesting one. Sounds stupid in today's society, but I'm totally against owning a gun myself. I'm all for the Second Amendment within reason, but they're just not for me. That is completely fair. That's completely respectable, man. Yep. You have your morals. You, for whatever reason, don't think that you should own a gun, and that is completely fine.
You guys talking about guns make me really happy that I live in a country where we don't need them. That's fair. I mean, I disagree on the premise, unless you're like somewhere that has no bad people, which I doubt it. Second Amendment's a whole nother issue we can talk about.
Oh yeah.
I want to carry a firearm to protect my wife. I want her to carry a firearm because she's a woman, and women are naturally weaker than men. But with the firearm, you're on the same exact playing field. Mm-hmm. And if she's comfortable and competent and good at using it, then that puts her at a higher advantage level than whoever the attacker might be. Not that she would ever go running alone at night or walking down sketchy alleys, because that's just not smart.
No.
But like I said, if she's at the park or something in broad daylight and there's someone that is coming for either of one of my 2 daughters, I would rather her not have just pepper spray.
Yeah. By the way, Susty's asking where the link is.
I sent it to you on Discord. Unless he's asking for the link for your channel, but I'll send it to you again.
Yeah. And I will send you the link to my channel on on Discord also, man.
Yeah. There are too many people who think they should have a gun but don't really respect or understand. Completely agree with that. Completely
Yes.
agree. If you're going to own a gun, you should know how to use it. If you're going to carry a gun, you really should know what you're doing with it.
Oh, yes. At the very least, and this was drilled in my head by the military, you need to know and understand the 4 universal laws of firearms. Treat every weapon as if it were loaded. Never point your weapon at anything you do not intend to shoot. Keep your weapon on safe until you intend to fire.
And keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to blow away your target.
Yes, exactly. If you can do those 4 things, you are a responsible gun owner.
Sup, Susty?
What's going on?
Hey.
Okay, so about the logo situation. So I did drop.
Hold up, real quick. John 42 says, I have Virginia concealed carry and retired Navy, and you're right. Just show your DD 214, pay fee, no class, and wait about 45 days for them to mail to you. You can't get same day.
Thank you, man.
Info.
I'll be looking into that for sure.
Or move to Tennessee.
True.
What were you saying, Susty?
I was saying that I did do a different variation of your logo, Coffee and Corban, and I dropped it in your Discord.
Okay.
I don't know if you get a chance to look at it. It's under Share Your Stuff, that text channel. I know it's a lot.
Yes.
And I have got multiple different feedback points from different people that I know it's a lot. But
between that one and the one you sent me the other day, I definitely like the one you sent the other day.
Okay, just the plain here.
Yeah, it was real simple and clean.
This one, right? This one, I think. I think that was it. Anyways, so yes, those two. So I did make a couple of those. Do you like the font on the top one better? Because I like that one a lot better. Just a little like cursive kind of font.
It's fancier, but the font that I use for my videos is really similar to the other one.
Okay, I got you.
So let me share what he's talking about again.
I see it.
Yeah. That one. I like that. It's simple. Like, I want that on a poster or a shirt. And that's why with that and the Matt Cave design and your Sus T design, like if we could have those on posters like the same size as this one, like I'll get all of those. That would be dope.
Another thing is I do understand that it looks like it's not centered because the cup, but it is because of the handle. It is completely centered, but the handle,
I have to deal with that all the time with making my logos, and like I know it's centered, but it looks off, and so I slide it like a little bit. Anyway,
and then feel free to mess with that, honestly. And if you do need me to redesign or remake it,
I like it.
Takes like 5 seconds.
It's cool. I only wish I could have a shirt that is those. Let me pop it back up.
Do you like the fade of the top one, or do you like the actual line of the second?
Personally, I like the line.
The line for sure. That's why I was just saying. I wish I could have a shirt that the actual shirt color was the line and the 2 different colors, and then the logo on the shirt.
Okay,
that would be so, me out. As opposed to like a square with that image.
Right. Okay, hear me out on this.
Okay.
One last little thing right here, and then I'll get to Master Paul in 1 second. But what are we thinking about changing the color of the the word coffee, and half of the word on to like kind of mirror the opposite side? Since the white is on the black side, and we could do like a gray on the white side. Yeah,
that could look cool.
Okay, I'll shoot a design over probably tomorrow.
Sweet.
And then
here's a question for you.
Why is the T sus? Well, my name used to be TTT Games, and that was kind of.
But before that, it used to be Tayboy 8888.
I was like 8 years old. Literally, that's why I made the 8s. Yeah, I was 8. But it used to be TTT Games, and then I swapped it over to Sus T because my cousin and his friends were Sus Giraffe and Sus Beard and Sus Tiger and all that kind of stuff. And Green Lantern I use. It's the easiest thing ever. It took me like 5 seconds to do all of these. It's called Canva.
I use that too.
It's so easy. It is so easy.
All my thumbnails are from that.
Yep. What is up, Father?
Hi,
Paternal.
Mr. Tim and Susty's dad.
Okay, Master Paul. Speaking of, I did mention I would 100% be down to make you a logo. I just need a couple different things. I need if you have a preference on a font. If not, I can work with something. I also need colors, preferably 2. And then I need a symbol or something you want. Because I could do anything from a TIE fighter to a lightsaber to a Anakin in black and white. Like I could mess with anything.
Okay, I got an idea.
And then the quote.
Oh, and a quote. Yeah. I don't know if you saw Matt Caves. I am so proud of Matt Caves.
I have not.
Send it to me.
I will put
I
it.
can pull it up.
I'm going to put it in the Discord right now.
And while you're doing that, I have an idea for a symbol. You're familiar with the famous Jolly Roger skull and crossbones, right?
Yes.
By the way, that looked amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine this. A Mandalorian helmet with 2 lightsabers crossed behind it.
Heard. Okay. I got you. And then I just need colors. Preferably one of them being black or white, and then the other could be whatever.
Black
or
and
gray.
Black and like a bright neon green.
I got you. Okay.
Yes.
Black and yellow, black and
Dude,
yellow.
I
And
got
then-
that. I got that right here. I'll get that to you later. Literally in like 5 minutes.
Awesome. And of course the tagline is always "The Force is family."
The Force is family. Okay. Send that over to
Yes.
my Discord so I don't forget it when I'm making it.
Got it.
Also, Green Lantern. I do it on Windows. I have my whole PC set up right here. This thing. Sadly, the glass is on the opposite side, so you can't see anything right now.
When you spend $1,500 to get the same graphics output as a PS5,
Right? Yeah.
signature look of superiority.
Exactly. Yeah. I spent all this money to be on par with them and use these things, you know?
I
That's
can't
awesome.
judge because I'm planning the same thing.
Oh, this thing's I saw your specs. That's amazing. That's amazing. The CPU, like, definitely that is a good mid-tier starting PC for a really good price too. Especially since you're building it yourself, it's going to save you a lot of money. And as long as you're not looking for gaming, the CPU is going to last you for whatever else you need to do.
Yeah, I am.
Did they really?
I am looking.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
I don't care
Roll
about
Tide.
football.
No, everyone around here is crazy for the Vols.
Yeah.
If you're not wearing orange, who even are you around here?
But yeah, it would be something that I would be hoping to do some gaming on, but I don't know yet. I do have a perfectly good gaming laptop that I'm still using quite a bit, but we'll see.
Green and yellow, green and yellow, green. Who's that? Is that a different version of?
It would be able to do. It would be able to do like easy to run games. Maybe Minecraft, League of Legends. Single player games would work too, as long as they're not like Assassin's Creed type ones where it takes a lot of.
What about like Fallout?
Oh yeah, I saw you playing Fallout. Which one is it? Which Fallout?
Fallout 4.
Okay, that's the open world one, right?
Yes.
I would say try it. It could possibly work. My father, he's a computer teacher. I think if he's still in chat, he would know a lot better than I would if that would run well. Gaming laptop's an oxymoron.
It may be an oxymoron, sir, but it works for me, and it works amazingly.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, if you're I say give it a shot. I mean, worst that happens is you get bad frames and you buy a graphics card. I mean,
Yeah. Good luck finding those.
Hey, if honestly, you know what? What's funny? I have my old one. If you're interested, it's a AMD 564 gigabyte video memory. It's like a high low end. So it's like the top of the low end graphics cards, and I used it before I got my new one. So if you want to buy it, I'll give it to you for like a lot cheaper than everyone's selling it.
Okay, I see some people talking smack about the gaming laptops. Give me like a minute to run downstairs. I'm gonna go get my laptop and just show it off. Be right back.
All right. Gaming laptops are not the way to go unless you are on the go all the time. What was your Monday like?
Mine.
Yeah.
It was good. I really didn't do anything except for hang out at home and eat food and hang out with Tyler because he's over right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You gonna have him run in here?
Yeah, to see my web. Yeah, I have him running here. Do you see my webcam?
Oh, nice. Your DSLR.
Yeah, but I'm not using it yet. I gotta wait for my capture
right.
card, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
supposed to come in
Oh,
tomorrow.
nice shirt, by the way. Nice shirt.
Thank you, Nerporial.
Yeah.
It's supposed to come in tomorrow, but then they're like, "Oh, it's actually Tuesday the 26th." So I don't get my capture card till next week.
Just Master Paul, is it the Star Wars guys? Is that what you want me to make the?
Yes, the Star Wars guys.
Wait, hold on. Let me yell for Tyler.
Gaming laptops an oxymoron. Time to go Bumble and watch Tron. Tron. I don't know. Gets hot.
Yeah. All right. So here is my gaming laptop. It is an Acer Nitro 515. It has a 7th gen i5 and a 1050 NVIDIA GeForce GTX, and I think a terabyte hard drive that I'm gonna at some point upgrade to a terabyte solid state. And I want to say it has 8 gigs of RAM. And so far, everything that I have thrown at it, it has run to very good, not pristine, but very good quality.
What?
Okay, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Sorry, dude.
Who's that?
This is my cousin.
That's Sus Beard.
Oh, hi.
Everyone welcomes. Your beard is looking awesome, by the way.
Thank you. It's so messy.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. No, it's looking great. It's been a long time since I had you on my channel.
What's up?
I said it's been a long time since I had you on my channel, and we did a review of the worst Bad Batch episode of the season.
Oh yeah. Has it been better since then?
Well, the rest of the season was a lot better.
Right?
It was.
Yeah.
And they were better.
Yeah, the last so it was like a 2-part finale. The first part of it was amazing.
Yes.
The second part was seemingly a letdown, but if it had been one single longer episode, like an hour-long finale, it would have been amazing. It was just because like everyone expected so much after that last episode.
Yeah.
And it was just like the end of the first half of the finale. So I don't know. Some people had issues with it, but as a whole, it was really good.
And add on to the fact that, of course, the last finale that we had seen of anything Star Wars was just outright god tier.
Well, in the finale before that, which was the end of Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So we were coming off of that and Luke's return in The Mandalorian, and that basically the stakes or the expectations were really, really high, and it just didn't have the punch that people were expecting. So a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's terrible, it's disappointing and stuff." But if it had just been 1 hour-long finale instead of 2 30-minute parts, no one would have really been complaining. I don't think so. But it did get a lot better after that one. He saw the Swarm episode of the Bad Batch.
Oh,
the most forgettable. Remember the one where they shined the light at the end of it?
That one was even more pointless. I can't believe I'm saying this than the Moochie episode, because at least the Moochie episode had more teasing of Wrecker falling into Order 66.
Yes, you're right.
Was it the worst episode?
That one was the worst episode of the season. The one you watched.
I think it was 13, right?
Yeah, something like that.
It was.
That's so funny because he hadn't seen any of the Bad Batch, and he's not even like super into Star Wars. He's just seen the movies. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, I want to get like your opinion on watching this episode, and you've never seen anything. You don't know what's going on." And it happened to be the worst episode of the season.
I'm sorry.
It was cool. It was still fun. We watched the first episode after that. I enjoyed that one. That was cool.
Nice. Oh yeah, we did watch the first episode. Yeah. Yeah. That the pilot was a lot better. How's your truck life been?
It's good.
Yeah, still good.
Paul, I live out of my truck. I have a pickup truck with a camper shell on the back, and I sleep back there, shower at the gym, and like homeless, but not homeless, houseless.
Interesting.
Because it's by
Dad-
choice, and it's like an experiment. So it's not like, oh, I don't have anywhere to live. It's like he's single, so he's just saving money.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
his setup is pretty dope.
Yeah,
It's pretty
Nice.
cool.
And then I come here sometimes to hang out and play video games.
And he sleeps on the beach pretty much. He just like
Wow.
pulls into a parking lot on the beach so he can hear the waves from his truck.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Dad was talking about doing something very similar to that once, because me and Dad are both hunters, and Dad a couple years ago went to Colorado on a big hunting trip, and he was talking about doing it again, but sort of funding it himself instead of doing a guided thing. And he was talking about doing the same thing of getting a mattress in the bed of his truck and sleeping in that.
Yeah, it's easy to do actually, and I think a lot of people do that hunting. I've seen pictures and videos from other people's setups that they take out hunting as well, and it's totally doable.
Yeah. Personally, though, if I was going to do that, I would do, let's see if the picture will pull up. Yep. I would do this. Let me pull this in here. If I was going to sleep in the bed of my truck, I'd have that. It's sissy if you want, but yeah.
Oh yeah, the that's like an actual camper.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a lot more room in there. You can like sleep over the cab, and you have a full like dining area in the bed.
Right. And there was another thing, though, that I had seen where people had like SUVs and had like a pop-up tent thing on top of the SUV. Let me find it.
Oh,
I've seen that before. I know
scroll
what you're
back
talking
up. It was on one of those trucks. Oh, it's on that one right there in the middle row, second from the left. Kind of like that
This-
triangle thing.
Yes. I would do this
Yeah,
100%.
like that. Yeah, you can get those too. Those pop up, and you can sleep in there.
Yeah.
You put them on all
I
sorts
saw
of.
plenty of these. I saw plenty of these when my family went to Disney earlier. There's a lot of these.
Yeah, those are cool too. And that's good if you're going like into the woods camping where you have a lot of space to set up.
Tyler,
Yeah.
send me a picture of your truck setup to my Discord
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
so I can pop it up. Yeah, his setup's pretty sick. He came out to visit us in Tennessee a couple months ago, road tripping across the United States, and he didn't have to pay for any hotels or whatever because he brings his house with him.
Nice.
Pretty sick.
If I was, another option I would consider is just get one of those giant Astro vans and just convert that into like a bedroom. And I've actually thought of doing that at one point, but I can't bring myself to go through with it.
I think I'm
what's
waiting for him to
your
send
live stream about tonight? What are you guys discussing?
Well, this is the Monday night debrief. That's what the show is called on Monday nights. It's just basically kind of like a chill stream, but everyone calls their streams chill streams.
Yeah.
But it's basically just Monday night. We're just hanging out, talking about whatever. Like topics are open to whatever. We've been all over the place tonight.
Yeah.
And then Friday's my more structured show.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then in my case, man, on the Star Wars guys, I do, well, now 3 weekly live streams. Tomorrow I got Tuesday Night Trek, where me and some friends of mine, right now we're walking through the fan-made show Star Trek Continues, and then I think we're going to get into either the animated series or the movies. Then there's Animation Friday that I, Tim, and our friend the Matt Cave, and my brother Michael were walking through the Clone Wars. And then Sunday night is sort of my normal sort of news roundup stream, which admittedly has kind of become the weakest of my streams because there's no real news to talk about right now. So I will find something to talk about on Sundays, though. but Book of Boba Fett cannot get here soon enough. Congratulations,
I made it to a
Steve.
Tuesday. Nice, dude.
Yeah, I texted him to you, but I'll send him in Discord. It's probably
Yeah, send him in Discord.
Paul, have you played any of the Star Wars video games?
A few. My favorite one is Jedi Fallen Order.
Jedi Fallen Order. Is that the new one?
Yes.
The third person Jedi game, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks good. I've heard good things about it.
It is really good, both from a story and gameplay perspective. Let's see, what other games have I played? I've played Battlefront 2, I've played both Battlefront 2s. I've played the new one more. Let's see. I've played a little bit of the Old Republic MMO, but never finished it. Tried to play.
Is that the one that you were showing me on your phone, TJ?
No, that's Knights of the Old Republic,
Yeah.
KOTOR. The one he's thinking about is the online one.
Yeah, I tried to play Knights of the Old Republic, but just could not get into that style of gameplay.
Yeah, with the turn-based roll of the dice. Yeah,
I've played both Force Unleashed games, and of course, the first one's far superior.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I recently got the first one because it was on sale.
Yeah. And real quick, Steve, to answer your question, if you have not already, check out the channel Star Wars Obsession. He has the best insight into that. Because he's pretty much in that business.
Yeah, I don't know even what is going on with those strikes. So I'm not qualified to talk about them.
Basically, the short version is...
I did hear that.
Yeah. Basically, short version is there was this big strike that was threatened by all of the studios, like the people that actually do the hard blue-collar parts of making the movies, like all that. Something about how they claimed that the dynamic had changed. Oh, that looks amazing.
Oh,
this is his deal. It's he made these pull-out drawers, so he's got all his food and cooking supplies and everything in his bed is all back there.
My dad has that same type of drawer set up in the bed of his truck. The only difference is his is plastic where yours are made of wood. But it's the same, and it looks to be about the same size too. Yeah.
That one's it's really good. I know what you're talking about. It's called Decked, but they're like $1,200. They're really cool. They've got big drawers and they have like really smooth wheels and like you can lock them. They latch closed easily. They're just really well made. But this was just a DIY. Kind of just figured it out as I went.
Yeah, it turned out pretty awesome.
It looks like it for sure.
Thank you.
But anyways, back to what I was saying about the strike. Basically, they thought that they weren't getting what they were owed now that, the streaming services was a thing. And so they threatened to go on strike for that, which would have threatened absolutely everything that we would have gotten Star Wars-wise. Heck, entertainment-wise in general in 2022.
That's so cool. Where was that picture, Tyler?
That's along the Big Sur Highway in California.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know where that is.
Stopped at a turnout somewhere.
I think I was there last summer because my family did. Because I mentioned before we went to the ARC exhibit in Kentucky. That was actually one stop on a big cross-country trip we took to California and back. And I think that's one of the places we drove by when we hit California.
Yeah, it's like in middle California on the coast. Like PCH goes all the way up the coast.
Yeah.
When we were in California, the first thing we did was see the big redwood forest where they filmed Return of the Jedi, which was amazing.
Oh
yeah. Dude, go to bed. Dude.
Yeah.
6:10 a.m. for you. My goodness. Enjoy your sleep. Thank you for coming by.
Yes. But yeah, we saw the redwood forest.
That was it the in Humboldt?
I can't remember. It was whichever one has the big dance floor stump.
Their dance floor stump. I don't think I saw that one, but I did visit Muir Woods National Monument, and it reminded me of Endor. Like
I
exactly.
can't remember if it was that one either. The park it also had a tree that had literally a tunnel cut out of it that you could drive through.
Oh, I think that one's farther up north in Humboldt.
Yeah, I think so.
It might have been.
It's all California.
But yeah, we went south from there, stayed the night in downtown San Francisco, which I hated. Seriously, don't ever want to go back there again.
I like San Francisco only slightly better than LA, and that's not saying much at all.
It's just very dirty and
yes, it is.
Yeah, it's like LA.
Yeah. We stayed at a Best Western.
Thanks, Punk Waddle.
Pretty much
good night.
Across the corner from a KFC, right in the middle of I'll say it, the shadier side of town. And I could have sworn I heard gunshots outside the hotel in the middle of the night. I barely got any sleep that night from it.
Yikes.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. But then
Hey, how's that logo coming?
It's rough. It's not working with me because I don't have the pro version, so I can't do legit lightsabers. So I'm having to build them myself.
Oh, that's fine. Do what you got to do, man. I'm sure it's going to look great.
I will do my very best.
That's so dope.
Yeah, that's kind of. In fact, I may be able to pull some pictures up.
Yeah, and the photos really don't do it justice. I mean,
that's Endor for sure. Like, you could see an Ewok pop up around there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's so nice because we went up to go see the redwoods in Sonoma County. That's where we went to go see them, and it just looked like that. And the trees are so big, and there's so many of them, and they're so tall.
Yeah,
it just blows your mind because you think like, oh yeah, a bunch of pine trees.
Seriously, for like the first, I mean, I hiked so far. I don't even remember, but like quite a few miles. But like for the first half hour of it, I just kept stopping and looking up like, wow.
It blows your mind.
Yeah.
And you saw the Grand Canyon, right?
Yeah. That too. Like you see pictures of it before going and you're like, oh yeah, that's cool. But then you go see it in person and you're just amazed. Like that's massive.
Yeah. The Grand Canyon is, your brain doesn't know what to do with something that big.
Yes.
It's very strange.
Yeah. That was another stop, by the way, that was on the way back after we had stayed the night in Vegas, which that was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, Grand Canyon, I would love to go back there someday. But if we do a long-term trip or a long-distance trip, it's probably going to be back to California. Because you guys are still there. Do you still want to move to Colorado?
I could. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to stop surfing. Oh, that's something I realized when I did my drive up the coast is that NorCal is a good mix between mountains and the beach. So there are a lot of smaller, quieter towns where people tend to be more conservative and just like friendly, and it's just not as dense as bigger cities in these smaller towns up the coast. And I could see myself living there, so that way I'm still surfing at the beach, but I'm not in a big city and I'm kind of in a woodsy area. That would be cool.
Yeah.
But Colorado doesn't have a beach.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Earth?
Is that what Dad said?
Yeah, what is Earth?
On Earth. His computer could probably run it.
Yeah, it could.
What?
Yeah. Earth is a League of Legends game mode.
It's not Google Earth?
Google Earth, that's terrible.
Real quick.
This is so hard.
Ultra rapid fire. No.
Real quick, what Virilinus just said here, Devil's Tower, Mount Rushmore, those are two other places that I went to, and both of those are really nice. In fact, I was just now on my mom's Facebook trying to find some of those pictures, but sadly they weren't loading. But yeah. Best part though, I know you guys talked about going to California. Go to Cody, Wyoming and see Yellowstone. It's amazing. That was easily
When we road
my
trip,
favorite part of.
check out.
Yeah,
Did
that
you
was
say you
easily
saw
my
Devil's
favorite part of that
Tower?
trip. Yep, I
Devil's
saw
Tower?
Devil's Tower.
Like in person, this thing?
Yes.
That's not even
You
gonna.
gotta turn your brightness all the way down.
TJ, have you seen this thing before?
All the way down.
All the way down?
Yeah.
Did you go see it on your trip? Did you show me a picture?
No, but
Oh yeah, I saw that.
that
It's amazing.
Is that
looks like-
big like petrified tree stump thing?
Yeah, it's like a giant
Yes.
tree stump.
Yeah.
Petrified tree stump.
Yeah, I saw an article about it the other day. I didn't really read it though. But where they're all like theorizing it could have been like a 5-mile tall tree or something.
All right,
at one
so-
point.
So I believe it 100%. If you look
Yeah.
at the sides of it, like all the lines going up to it, they're like they
Roots.
have like sharp angles on them. I don't know if they're hexagons or
Mhm.
octagons, but they're like geometrical shapes.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's wild.
Okay, so Master Paul,
that's dope.
Yeah.
I have somewhat of a design, but I can't get the Mando helmet. So I know that was a
I could work with it a little bit. We'll see.
okay. I know that was the focal point, but
That's okay.
without paying money, it won't let me get rid of the background or add my own image. So let me throw this out real quick. Like, let me just put this design out there.
Okay.
And again, I'll do a couple redesigns too soon. But
No, it isn't a tree stump. Who
Yeah,
knows?
it's solid rock. And
It's
yeah,
not
this,
it's a rock now, yeah, for sure.
maybe
Well, if it was a stump at some point, it is petrified wood. So now it's
it's a rock.
the sediment replaces the organic material and turns it into a rock, but it's in the same exact shape. So there could have been a tree there at one point.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen, just waiting for it to pop up.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
not the best because I was working with the free version, but
That's still good though.
Pretty dope.
I like it.
and for these aren't actual lightsabers. I had to pay for the real ones, so I had to build my own with actual lines and filling it in. Is what I was doing.
That's pretty good.
Still, that looks amazing.
Okay, well, I'll send this over to you. You can do whatever you want with it. If you want to delete it, that's 100% cool too. And then I'll try to find a way within the next couple days to get a Mando helmet on there because I know my
That's okay.
brother-in-law has the pro version.
I tell you what, man. If anything, I will likely upload this into my Canva because I do have the pro version.
Oh, there you go.
And I may just touch it up.
Awesome. Heck yeah.
I'd
dude.
say add the Mando helmet where it currently says the Forces family, and then
Yeah.
move the Forces family to below.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. The only thing is because I would put the Mando helmet on there. Yeah, I can even show you again when I just let me put this up there. Right here. Okay. So I was originally trying to put the Mando helmet on there, and let me put that design to where Susan said it would be. Okay. So are you able to add my screen, TJ? Okay, so originally what I was trying to do is this, right? Putting one of these on there and then hollowing it out.
Yeah.
But I can't hollow it out without the pro version. So, it would look something similar to this.
I'd say a little bit smaller.
A little bit smaller? Okay.
One other thing, though, I would change. Could you possibly make the color for the Star Wars guys and the border around it? Could you make that gold?
Let me check the border. Okay, the border, I cannot change the color because this is a pro one. The Star Wars guys, I can change the
See
color.
you, Steve. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah,
Why
Yeah,
is
we're
that?
wrapping it up.
Let me
It's bedtime.
just.
yeah, it is.
Man, it's like 1:30 almost.
I can't change the border color without the pro version.
Okay.
Yeah, just send. Can you send him like the file,
Yeah.
the Canva file?
Can you do that? Do you know if you can do that?
Oh, yeah. Just send it to me over Discord, and then I can download it from there.
Okay, like the
Is there
Yeah,
like
just-
a working file?
copy. Okay, yeah. All right, I just sent
Okay,
it.
yeah,
to you.
that'll work. Yeah, just send it to me.
There you go.
Thank
Sweet.
you. So I'll be working with that. like tomorrow. And I know you said you're wrapping it up, but I'm going to go ahead and get my part of the wrap up out of the way now.
Mm-hmm.
So, thanks again for having me on here, Timothy. This Monday night debrief thing is, I think, working great so far. And you guys watching this, make sure you're subscribed to Coffee on Korriban if you haven't been already. And of course, like this stream, check me out on the Star Wars guys. And just remember, everyone, the Force is family. See you guys later.
Absolutely. See ya.
All right. Well, thanks for having me for the short amount of time I was here. I will also take my leave. Tell the family I said hello.
All right, I will.
All righty.
Give those babies a squeeze for you.
Yes, do that. And then if you do need different stuff with your logo, again, I mean, I can do my best with
that one that you made. The first one that you made is actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I might put that on my my Teespring. Just slap it on.
Yeah, definitely do it. I got to rebuild the Matt Cave one and figure out if I can do a 1080p version because I only have the 720 version, I think. And he said that if I can get a better resolution one, he'll put it on a shirt. So.
Oh, that sounds fair enough. I still want those posters.
I want a Matt Cave poster on. How sick would that be? With that whole thing, with the Game Boy and all that, that'd be awesome.
Really cool.
I would buy it regardless on if it was 1080.
Sweet.
You know.
Well, everyone still in the chat, if you've made it this far, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for being here. This has been the Monday night debrief where pretty much everything goes except for anything inappropriate. It's pretty informal on these Monday night debriefs, but we will see you on Friday for our normal Coffee on Korriban live. And appreciate you guys all being here. And we're really close to 600 subs. It's not a numbers game, but that's pretty cool. But I'm happy with this community that we've started to create. It's a lot of fun. So thank you everyone for being here, and we will see you wherever we happen to see you in the galaxy. Have a good night.